The Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, August 28th, reveals that Kyle Abbott is preparing to make a dramatic move to save his relationship with Claire Newman. After a painful blow-up over his past with Audra Charles, Kyle realizes words alone won't be enough to convince Claire of his devotion. That's why he starts planning something far bigger, a marriage proposal that he hopes will wipe the slate clean. At Society, Jack Abbott confronts Victor Newman over Kyle's $5 million contract. Jack insists that if Victor is serious about backing off Kyle and Claire's romance, then he should tear up the agreement. To Jack, it's the only way Victor can prove he's really letting go. But Victor, in true Newman fashion, refuses to destroy what he sees as a perfectly valid contract. The standoff quickly turns into another classic confrontation between the two patriarchs, filled with accusations, defiance, and the kind of tension only Jack and Victor can deliver. Afterward, Diane Jenkins Abbott has a private word with Jack. Jack vents his frustration, saying he's ready to give Victor a taste of his own medicine. He wants to push back hard, but Diane worries he may be inviting more trouble. Diane knows that every time Jack challenges Victor, the war escalates, and she fears this is another round in a feud that will never end. Meanwhile, Victor is already working his next angle. Outside the restaurant, he sends a text to Kane Ashby, asking if he's ready to move forward with their alliance against Jabot. Victor never stops scheming, and his latest maneuver could mean more danger for Jack's company, and for Kyle in particular, who's caught in the middle of the Abbott-Newman battles. Over at the coffee house, Victoria Newman shares her feelings with Nikki. She admits life without Cole Howard has left a void, and she's also worried about Claire. Victoria believes her daughter hasn't fully processed her grief and needs something to help her move forward. Nikki, ever the problem solver, thinks she might have the answer. She suggests giving Claire a promotion, specifically a junior executive position within one of Newman's divisions. To Nikki, it's the perfect way to motivate Claire and help her feel more grounded. She presents it as the next rung on the corporate ladder, and Victoria listens carefully, considering whether this could be the right path for her daughter. Back at the Abbott mansion, Claire is focused on the truth. She updates Kyle about exposing Audra's behavior in front of Nate Hastings. Claire explains how Audra denied everything, but she felt it was important to call her out anyway. Then Claire turns her attention to Kyle. She's tired of his evasive answers and demands that he finally be honest about what really happened in Nice. No more dodging, she wants the truth. Kyle flashes back to advice from both Diane and Jack, who urged him to stop hiding and come clean. With the pressure mounting, he finally admits the truth. He confesses that he allowed a kiss with Audra in France. Kyle insists he was disgusted the entire time, but Claire isn't satisfied. To her, it sounds like he's minimizing what happened. Kyle goes on to explain that he played along briefly to help sell the trap they were setting for Audra, but he swears she means nothing to him. Unfortunately, the damage is already done. Claire can't believe Kyle lied for so long. She reminds him that he told her absolutely nothing happened, and now the truth is coming out only because she forced it. Claire lashes out, saying Audra has been more honest with her than Kyle has. The betrayal stings deeply, and Claire questions whether Kyle ever would have admitted the truth if she hadn't pushed him into a corner. Kyle is desperate to fix things. He begs Claire to tell him he hasn't made it worse, to assure him that this mistake won't destroy everything they've built. But Claire refuses to soothe his guilt. She tells him flatly that she can't make him feel better and storms out, leaving Kyle crushed. When Claire later joins Victoria and Nikki at the coffee house, she shares what happened. She explains that Kyle confessed to kissing Audra in Nice, and she relays how painful their conversation was. Claire admits Kyle's lies triggered deep wounds for her, reminding her of the way Jordan raised her. For Claire, the deception is more than just a mistake. It cuts at her core. Nikki, trying to comfort her, acknowledges that Kyle made a serious error but insists he truly loves her. Still, Claire isn't ready to forgive. She says she needs time to work through her emotions and can't just brush the betrayal aside. Later at the ranch, Nikki sits down with Victor. She questions him about his real motives when it comes to Kyle. Nikki suggests this was never truly about Kyle and Claire but rather about Victor's endless rivalry with Jack. Victor doesn't deny it. He admits their feud will never end, no matter what happens with their children. The decades-long Newman-Abbott war remains as fierce as ever. Meanwhile, Kyle crashes Diane and Jack's lunch to confess what went down with Claire. He admits he told her the truth about Audra, and her reaction was as bad as he feared. Kyle describes Claire's devastation, saying she walked away hurt and angry. He tells Jack and Diane he's determined to make it right. Diane urges her son to give Claire time. She believes pushing too hard could backfire and insists Claire needs space to process. But Kyle won't listen. In his mind, time is the enemy. He believes the only way to repair the damage is with a grand gesture, a bold move that proves his love and commitment once and for all. Jack and Diane press him for details, and that's when Kyle makes his stunning announcement. He declares that he's going to ask Claire to marry him. To Kyle, a proposal is the only way to reassure her that he's serious about their future. He hopes that by putting everything on the line, Claire will see how much she means to him and choose forgiveness over resentment. Jack and Diane are stunned, and it's clear they're skeptical. But Kyle has made up his mind. He sees this as a shot to save his relationship, and he's not willing to let it slip away. The young and the restless spoilers suggest Kyle's proposal will shake things up in a big way. Will Claire see it as a heartfelt commitment, or will she think it's just another desperate attempt to cover his mistakes? The answer could determine whether Kyle and Claire's romance survives or collapses under the weight of betrayal and mistrust.